I will tell you something that irritates me, and this is quite possibly the silliest thing that I would take my time to be irritated about. I wish I wasn't this way. I wish I could change my psychology and just sit back and enjoy the show and not, this is a silly, I'll admit that up front. This is a silly thing. It drives me crazy how influential MMA fighters, managers, trainer, media, and fans are to a new saying. If there's a new saying that one guy does, it just like becomes verbiage within the industry. I still remember the night when Robbie Lawler had like a controversial fight and grabbed the mic and said, then let's run it back. Now, that's obviously a football term, but it had never, ever in the history of MMA been used in that context. Let's run it back. That's all anybody says now. If they're going to do a match again, it doesn't matter if you're an announcer, a commentator, a promoter, a manager, a trainer, a fellow athlete, a fan, somebody on the underground forum, let's run it back. And they all said it as though like this was a vernacular that had always been used. Instead of saying, I watched Robbie Lawler. Michael Bisping, something had happened and Bisping had made the comment he was gutted. He got some news that had to do with somebody else and he goes, man, I was gutted by the news. That is not a term we would use in America. That is a hunting term that is disgusting. That is where you stick your buck knife into and you rip it and you pull its intestines out to clean it before you put it on the table for your family. It's a disgusting term. But Michael Bisping used it and Michael Bisping's cool. And now the kids on the underground, when they get news that they don't like, will say, they are gutted. I am gutted by the news. That's not even an American expression. And for the walks of life that have to use it, specifically hunters, it's a very gross term. Daniel Cormier comes out. And he tells Curtis Blades, I respect you, but you will never share the octagon with me. Everybody that's about to fight somebody now says share the octagon. Well, I'm about to share the octagon with him. Well, I think that he and I should share the octagon. Well, the other night when I was sharing the octagon was so, as though it's a common vernacular as opposed to I ripped off Daniel Cormier. It's just one of those things. No big deal. We all learn new words. I hear somebody say something. I'm no different. I think it sounded cool. I come and workshop it somewhere else, hoping they didn't hear him say it. Maybe I get credit for it. Maybe I get called on it. Whatever. Very normal. For some reason in MMA, it will never cease to drive me crazy. And the one that we are currently living in is levels. A phrase coined by Corey Anderson 2 days before he fought and upset the undefeated rising star of Johnny Walker. Main event or a main card match at Madison Square Garden. No, that's not true. They undercarded that one, didn't they? At Madison Square Garden, Corey Anderson was a 3.5-1 underdog, and Corey was as calm and cool as could be before the fight. And he said, "Man, I don't care about Walker's unblemished record or my record that's got 3 scrapes on it. There are levels to this, and he is not at this level." Then he goes out, he stops Walker handily stops him, and makes the statement. He simply says, I told you guys, there's levels to this. It was really cool when Corey did it. I'm not saying it wasn't cool when Daniel did it, or when Robbie Lawler did it, or the phrase that Cormier hit us with. I'm not saying it wasn't a cool phrase. I'm saying it's his phrase. So now everybody's talking about levels. Like ever since Corey Anderson did that, all you can hear about is the levels, which brings me to Conor McGregor. The guy who generally drops the gems is now talking about, I'm going to stop Poirier inside of 60 seconds because there's levels to this. Followed up by Conor's trainer coming out and talking about the levels to this. What a bunch of weirdos. I mean, that's just a weird thing to say, well, there's levels to this. What are you talking about? If you go hit a guy on the chin while his hands are down and you're a professional fighter in 4-ounce gloves, you had better bet the fight's over. Otherwise, you suck at what you do. There are not levels to this. This is competition. There is grit. Then there's some of the most basics of just speed and power and length. Conor is lightning fast, very accurate, and a lot of power on it. It's not levels. We're talking about there's levels. We got a purple belt named Israel Adesanya, who's the undefeated champion of the world. A purple belt. In jiu-jitsu, just shut down an Olympic silver medalist in grappling. There's no levels to it. one guy's a better fighter than the other guy. It's one of these weird terms, by the way. And the mountain I'm going to die on is not the one of whether there's levels or whether there's... Shut up! Shut up! And quit stealing other guys' terms.